the people in here are like, please tell me she's not going to say all that stuff again. I just spent like 5 minutes talking. Thank you for helping me catch that. Week 17 exam this week, final exam next week. The online is full credit. There is not a max grade, but I'm going to tell you the in-person is easier if you can get yourself over here. Okay, if you have any questions, then let me know. Okay, so week 17 review session. Oh, I do have one more thing. You're going to notice in this week's module, you will see 18 review for final 1 and review for final 2. That's because they show up in week 17 and in week 18. If you can get a head start on those, next week's review session, we will cover review for final 1 and review for final 2 and not have time to do all the problems. Okay. Hello. Oh, yeah, that's okay. What you need? I'm on. Yeah. Okay. The district is playing with our brains because our internet has been really bad. Okay. So let's talk about adding the numbers 1 through 6. This is sigma. Okay. So sigma n is equal to, I'm sorry, n goes from 1 to 6. And we're going to change this to, oh wait, I'm sorry. Sorry, I do want a J. J goes from 1 to 6. So that sigma, what it's saying is add the numbers from 1 to 6. This is sigma. You could also call it substitute and sum. You're going to plug in the numbers. So according to the sigma, what is the first number you plug in? 1. Yeah. What is the last number you plug in? 6, right? And all the numbers in between. That's what that sigma means. Okay. So I know you're thinking, I can just add them, I can put them into a calculator. So that's what sigma means. We're going to talk about that later. Now I'm going to erase this for now. I'll make it go away. So if I'm adding the numbers 1 through 6, that's easy. I can just add them. But look at this. What do you notice? What's 6 plus 1? 7. 2 plus 5. 7. 3 plus 4. 7. Okay. This is the rainbow method. I believe it is Gauss's formula. Okay. So you take a sub 1 plus a sub n times n divided by 2. Notice we're starting with an easy formula where a sub 1 represents the first term. A sub n represents the, anyone have a guess? A sub 1 is the first term. A sub n is the, thank you, last term. And n represents the, what do you think n? Ooh, good try. N is the number of terms. Okay, so let's use this formula. According to this formula, a sub 1 is what with my series of numbers? 1. sorry, a sub 1. A sub, oh no, let's do, what is n for my series of numbers? Thank you. 6. A sub 1 is 1. A sub 6 is 6. Okay, let's plug it into the formula. 1 plus 6 times 6 divided by 2 is 7 times 3 equals 21. Okay, so look what I just did. 1 plus 6. See this right here, 1 plus 6? Can you see 1 plus 6 right there? Okay, this feels awkward. You're gonna like this formula. Okay, you can either call it Gauss's formula for the sum of a series or rainbow formula. Yeah, 1 plus 6. Can you see it in all of these pairs? Now, I don't have n pairs. How many pairs do I have? I don't have 6 pairs. How many pairs do I have? 3, right? Can you see if I have 6 numbers, I have 3 pairs? That is where this comes from. So this is the pairs. And I have half, sorry, cursive, half as many pairs. Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude. Can we not just add them?
Oh, good question. That is not a rude question. Okay, everyone's thinking, can I not just add the numbers 1 through 6 on a calculator? Absolutely. Now, I want you to know this formula, it might come in handy. Okay, but you have a choice. You can either use the formula or just plug them into the calculator. Okay. Okay, let's get started on the review session. Sigma K equals 1 through 11. So what am I going to do? The first term, first of all, how many terms am I going to have? N is going to be equal to, thank you, 11. Okay, what is this first term? 7 minus 7 times what? 1, right? Plug in 1, then plug in 2, then plug in 3. Okay, so 7 minus 7 times 1 is 0. Okay, let's do the second one. 7 minus 7 times 2 is 7. Now, if you want, you can do all 11. I'm skipping to number 10. Oops, that's not what I meant. Number 10, 7 minus 7 times 10 is equal to? Thank you. And let's do this was the 10th term. Let's do the 11th term. 7 minus 7 times 11 is equal to? Negative 70. Okay. Okay, now it would be easy to, excuse me, it would be easy to list all the terms. Can you see the pattern? 0, negative 7, negative 14, negative 21, negative 28, negative 35, negative 42, right? They're going by sevens. Negative 49, negative 56, negative 63, negative 70. There's the terms. It's not that hard to add the terms. So now you have a choice. And I'm going to have to erase this. Now you have a choice. Do you want to just take your calculator and go -7 plus -14 plus? Or do you want to try my formula? Let's try my formula. The sum of the 11 terms is oops. We're having trouble. Okay, so I would like you to add all 11 terms, and I don't care what method you use. You can either use the formula or plug them into the calculator one by one. Make a choice. And what do you get? Got it. Thank you. Okay, anyone have an answer yet? N, oh, thank you. N is 11. Ooh, ding, ding, ding. Nice. N is 11. I'm going to use the formula. Okay, so I'm going to have first term plus last term times N divided by 2. But you see how you could just use a calculator and just add them up. Okay, you have the option. So first term plus last term. So -70 times 11 divided by 2 is -385. You can either use the formula or plug them all in. Yeah? Let's do another one. Sigma, sub and sum. Okay, so the first term. Calculate the first term, please, and type it in. Or show me with fingers. Thank you, correct. So I'm gonna go 8 times 1 minus 3, right? The first thing I do is plug in 1. Is how much? 5. Okay, how about the second term? 8 times what for the second term? Thank you. 2 minus 3, right? I am subbing all these numbers in. Plugging them in and getting the terms, which is 16 minus 3 is 13. Let's do the third term. 8 times 3 minus 3. 24 minus 3 is 21. Let's do the last term. 8 times 10 minus 3 is 80 minus 3, which is 77. Now notice, how much is the jump? 8? You could just go 5 plus 8 is 13, plus 8 is 21, plus 8 is 29, plus 8 is blah, blah, blah. Yeah? So I have 10. Okay. What does N equal? Nope. Another guess. How much? 10. What does A1 equal? It's not the N, it's the answer you got when you plugged in 1. Does that make sense? A1 is 5. What is A to the last one, right? What does A sub 10 equal? Correct. Anyone else see it? 77. Okay, so add them up and you can choose your method. You could just add those 10 numbers. Okay, or use the formula. The formula is first term plus last term times the number of terms divided by 2. Because I'm not adding, if I do the rainbow, I'm adding half the number of rainbows. Okay, oh, quick. Anyone else? Keep going. You are correct. So either add them up and you could just go 5, 13, 21, 29, right? I'm just adding 8, 37. I don't like doing that way. I could start here. So, I don't like doing that one. Yeah, let's type in some numbers. Anyone else have an answer? Did you get it? Formula or numbers? Formula. All right, we got a couple answers. Let's do it my way. First term plus last term times number of terms divided by 2. Rainbow method. Parentheses first, which is 82. Oh my goodness, people are having a hard time. 82 times 10 divided by 2 is 410. You will get used to this. Okay. The sigma means sub and sum. So plug it in, plug in all of the numbers from the bottom to the top and add them up. Okay. How about this one? So you have a choice. You can either add from 1 all the way to 135, or use the shortcut formula. Look, we could just do rainbows. You could just add them. So here's your shortcut formula. And tell me your answer when you get one. So I'm going to use the shortcut method. First term, last term, number of terms. How many terms do I have? 135 divided by 2. Notice I have an odd number of terms. I would actually have a number in the middle. But when 135 is odd, 135 plus 1 is even. So you will always be able to divide by 2. Ding, 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 9180. First term plus last term times the number of terms divided by 2. Really quick. How many terms do I have there? I do not have 20 terms. Yeah, that was a 0. It's going by 2s. I have 10 terms. Yeah, so be careful. N is not always the last term. Okay, so you may have to do some calculating to figure out how many terms you have. Yeah, so N would be 10 in that case. Okay, next problem. That is pretty much all of the new material. So everything else you've seen before. Let's solve this equation. What's step number 1? Oh, draw a line down the equal sign. Step number 1. Which number is loosely attached? 3. So subtract 3 from both sides. Okay, next. The -5. All righty. This is where I see the most mistakes. Notice. What song am I going to sing? Blank space, baby. I'll write your name. Notice a blank space between. That's right. That's right. A blank space between the -5 and the parentheses. That means there is an invisible times right there. So what am I going to do to both sides? Ding, ding, ding. That's right. Anyone else? What am I going to do to both sides? That's right. All right. So let's divide by -5. All right. Now I need to get rid of, oh yeah, we are not worried about typos. I need to get rid of the 1/4 power. So I'm going to raise both sides to what power? What power is the opposite of the 1/4 power? Right, 4/1. Yeah, so I'm going to raise both sides. This is the darker one. Can you guys see that? To the 4th power. Oh, nice. Okay. So what's 3 to the 4th power? 81. Thank you. Now look at this right here. What do I do with those two multiply? Remember I did that last week. What do I do if I have x squared to the third power? What do I do with those two exponents? Multiply, yeah. My brain. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 1/4 times 4 over 1. And I'm going to get cancel 1. So this is 4p minus 15 to the first disappears. Okay, now what? Add 15. Thank you. 4p is equal to 96. Last step, divide by 4. P is equal to 24. All right, lots of steps. Now, 5 and 6 on your own. You need to look up last week's review session packet to see how to do those on your own. Okay, or stick around and we'll do them at the end. Number 7, we are actually going to do, because we're still struggling a little bit. Step 1, what is the parent graph for an exponent of 2 with a negative in front? Exponent of 2 with a negative in front is going to look like what? Sad U. Yeah, sad U. Next, what is the vertex? Okay, correct. -6, right? Opposite. +4. Opposite, same. Okay, let's make a table. So we know that -6, 4 is in the middle of my table. To the left is -7, to the right is -5. So now we're going to plug in negative of -7 plus 6 squared plus 4. Plug that into the calculator, please. And you should get what? Ding, 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 correct. Yes, 3. Plug in -5, and what do you get? 3 again. So 3, 3, there is my sad parabola, my upside down flipped parabola. Yeah, getting better? Okay, number 8. Parent. The parent graph. An absolute value looks like what? A V, thank you. And it is not flipped. It is right side up. The vertex. Thank you. -4, positive 2. Opposite, same. Okay, let's make a table. And we know this is not a U, this is a V. So -4, 2 goes in the middle. To the left of -4 is -3, to the right of negative. Okay, technically, to the left is -5, to the right is -3. Either way. Okay, let's plug in -5. And the calculator isn't really going to help you. So let's, absolute value is like, it's like parentheses. -5 plus 4 is -1. It's like parentheses, but then it makes it correct. It makes it positive. Absolute value of -1 comes out as +1, right? You simplify what's inside the absolute value, and then you bring it down as a positive number. Equals 4. And plug in -3, do the same thing. 4. -5 is 4, -3 is 4. Okay. Convert the expression to exponential form and evaluate. No decimals. Number 9 is on your own. We're going to do number 10. Convert from log form to exponential form. Let's put equals X. Okay. Now, log B of A equals E. Where this number is the base, this is the answer, and this is the exponent. Okay, so what is the base of this problem? What is the base? Oh, thank you, 243. What is the exponent? What is it? X is equal to, and the answer is 3. Huh. Somehow I'm going to take 243. I'm going to put an exponent on it, and it's going to get smaller. Now, next, let's look at the chart of factors. Oh, table of powers. That's what we want. Look right here. 243 is 3 to the 5th. Yeah. From the table of powers. So I'm going to change this to 3 to the 5th. So we're going to get them into the same base. So step 1 was from log form to exponential form. Step 2, same base. Step 3, if the bases are the same, then the exponents are the same. If you accidentally type in powers and you miss it on a Canvas quiz, you could tell me and I'll go give you your points. That happened this week. Okay. So we bring down the equation. 5x is equal to 1. If the base is the same, then the exponents are the same. Bring down the equation. So x is equal to 1/5. Now, is there a quicker way to do this that I taught you last week? You could use the change of base formula. But if you use the change of base formula, you're going to get a decimal. It has to be, yes. Oh, it has to be 1/5. Yeah. Let's try this. Calculator. Okay, hopefully you're seeing my calculator. 243 to the exponent. What am I doing? To the exponent, parentheses 1/5. Yeah. Basically, you're taking the 5th root equals 3. So the exponent must be the fraction 1/5. Good question. Okay, number 9, you're going to do on your own. Let's talk about 11. Notice the difference between 11 and 13. Yeah, 11 has a dot, 13 has a donut. When we have a dot, that means multiply. Okay, so we're going to multiply. I'm going to put these in order. Yeah. X squared plus X plus 4 times negative 4X plus 2. Okay, now notice we have 3 terms by 2 terms. That means we're going to need to make a box. 3 in one direction, 2 in the other direction. So we have negative 4X plus 2 and X squared plus X plus 4. Okay, work ahead of me. Fill in the box. negative 4x cubed, negative 4x squared, negative 16x, 2x squared, 2x, and 8. What's next? Add. We're going to combine like terms. So you're going to get negative 4x cubed. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. X squared. Negative 16 and 2 is negative 14x plus 8. Not bad. Okay, so that's when we have a dot. Now, it's a lot of algebra, a lot of arithmetic, because you have a lot of terms. Number 12. Now we have a donut, but the good thing is it's not that bad because we have a number. When it's X, it's more work. So I'm going to take 7. I'm going to plug it into G. I'm going to get an answer, and I'm going to plug it into F. So that donut is of F of G of 7. So I need G of 7. G of 7 is what? Thank you. 7 plus 1 is 8. So now I need F. I take G of 7 and I replace it with 8. So I'm going to plug it in here. 8 squared plus 2. 64 plus 2 is 66. Take 7, plug it into G, get an answer. Take the answer, plug it into F. Not too bad. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Okay, now for the hard one. Let's split it. Equals F of G of T. Now we have a variable in there. Equals F of T minus 4. Everyone agree so far? So I'm going to take T minus 4 and plug it into F. Oh, I made a mistake. I plugged it in here. I also have to plug it in here. Both places. Okay, T minus 4 squared. What does that equal? Step 1 is split. And make a quick little box. T squared minus 4t minus 4t plus 16. Minus 8t plus 16. So this equals t squared minus 8t plus 16. I'm going to distribute minus 4t. And I'm going to distribute -4 times -4 is positive 16. Combine like terms. Okay, anyone get an answer? T squared minus how much t? 12t, thank you. Plus, what's my constant? Thank you, 32. Okay, that's hard. People don't like that one. Some people don't think it's hard. Okay, 14 on your own. Ah, 15 on your own. Okay, 16 and 17, we're gonna cross off because they are just like 9 and 10. But just be careful. What exponent makes a 7 into 49? -2, right? So you have to cross the line, change the sign, but you can cross those off. Okay, 18, change of base. So we're gonna go log of the answer divided by log of the base. Okay, what goes on top? Log of the answer divided by log of the base. What's on top? Log of 2.8 divided by log of 5. Okay, calculator. Wait. Okay, there it is. Calculator log is, no, I can't find it. Log of the answer. Huh. Log of the answer, close your parentheses, divided by log of the base. Nine, 3. Oh, it's a 5. Five. 0.6397, round to the nearest thousandths, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Tenth, hundredths, thousandths is 0.640. Yeah, thousandth. Notice change of base is going to end up as a decimal. The others are going to end up as a fraction. Now, I would accept 0.64, but would your science teacher say that if it says round to the thousandths, that 0 is important? Yeah, sig figs? Yeah, Mr. Erickson would say that 0 is important, huh? But I am the nice teacher. I would accept either one. Okay. Last one, and then you can go or stay and ask me questions. Whoa, there's a lot of numbers. Draw a line down the equal sign. Isolate the variable. This is the one we're going to get rid of first. Thank you. Add 7. Next step. Divide by -7. And we are going to keep this as a fraction because we do not want to estimate a decimal until we're done. The final answer we can estimate. Now what? What tool did we just use what tool do we use to solve an exponential equation? To solve an equation where the variable is an exponent. We're going to convert this from exponential, ding, 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 from, okay, let's talk about square root. I could take the square root if I knew the exponent was 2, right? If you know the exponent, you just do the root of whatever that is. But if you don't know the exponent, you can't do the root because you don't know what root to take. So we have to go from exponent form to log form. Log base 17, answer 57/7 is equal to X. That's a 17, by the way. Oh my goodness, still doesn't look like 17. Okay, now we want to plug this into the calculator. Log of the answer divided by log of the base. Calculator. Okay, so let's do this. Log parentheses 57 divided by 7. Now, notice I need one more parenthesis, right? So now I have 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Divided by log of the base. 0.7 for round to the 10,000ths. 0.7402. Be very careful with, if you don't put an extra parentheses, you get it wrong. Okay. Anytime your parentheses, do you see how they have to balance? Yeah. So, at this point, if you wanted to take 57 divided by 7 and type that in as a decimal, show your work. I'm going to see that you're going to be off a little bit, but that would be fine. You would just get a number very close to 0.74. Okay. Okay. So at this point, we are done and it's 11:31. You can either stay and ask for problems that I skipped. If you need to leave, you can look at last year's video where I did more of the problems, or yes, let's go. Number 14. And thank you for coming if you're disappearing. Okay, step 1, I'm going to multiply these parentheses. Okay, let's combine these. So if I have x to the negative 9, x to the third, if I have base to the power, what do I do? Add, right? So 2y x to the negative 6. One more step. A negative exponent has to cross the line, change the sign. Yes, exactly. Okay, so it moves to the bottom and becomes positive. It crosses the line and changes the sign. Because if you move it to the bottom and don't change the sign, then it's still negative and you're going to move it back to the top. Yeah. Anything else? $15. 2 votes for 15. Okay. 9 and 243. Step 1. Let's check the chart of powers. 9 and 243. Oh, table of powers. 9 and 243. What do you notice about the numbers 9 and 243? They're both powers. Yeah. Not 9 to the 5th. Careful. Here's the base right there, right? Yeah, there you go. Okay. Nope, that one. So we have 3 squared and 3 to the 5th. Correct. Yes. Okay. So if the base is the same, then the exponents are the same. So bring down the equation. Okay, you're going to bring down the equation. So the equation is 2 parentheses 2v minus 1 is equal to 5. Now we're going to distribute 4v minus 2 is equal to 5. Add 2, 4v is equal to 7. And divide. V is equal to 7/4. Okay. Number 6. Write the inverse. Step 1, we're going to go from function notation to y equals. What's my next step? Switch. So we're going to switch. There you go. Correct. Okay. Now we're going to solve for y. So correct, we're going to multiply by 7. 7x is equal to, what do we get on the right? Correct, these cancel. So we're solving for y. Here's a little crown. So we're going to subtract 2. Y is equal to 7x minus 2. Solve for y. Back to function notation. H inverse of x is equal to 7x minus 2. Notice this says add 2 and divide. This says subtract 2 and multiply. You can kind of see the inverse in action. H inverse of x is 7x minus 2. Okay, are we good? Number 9. Okay. Now it says convert to exponential form, which means you cannot do change of powers, change of base. So we're going to go from log form to exponential form. Base, exponent, answer. Okay, let's check the chart of powers. Correct. So 6 to the 3rd power is 216. 6 to the x equals 6 to the third power. If the base is the same, then the exponent is the same. Okay, number 5. Find the inverse. Step 1, change it to y equals. And what is step 2? Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm getting a little speedy. Yeah? Okay. Okay, number 5, step 1, change it from function notation to y equals notation. What's the next step? Switch. Next step. All right, -1, we are solving for y. Those are not like terms. And last step, divide by -3. Oh, one more step. Back to function notation. F inverse of x is x minus 1 over -3. Is that it? Okay, so there's 2 exams. This week is the final week 17 exam. And then next week is, this week is the week 17 exam, our last unit exam of the year. Next week is the final exam. Okay, so yes, if you can't come in, you can do the week 17 or the final at home for full credit. But the at home one is longer. So week 17, you can come this week. And the final exam is due, both of them are due by December 21st. Okay, if you want to make one trip. Okay, perfect. Tomorrow's good. So check the homepage for the schedules. Today, yeah, you can do the final on the 21st. Check the schedule for the homepage for the schedule. Okay, like this afternoon, I have to leave early. So yeah. So anyway, if you have a time, send me an inbox message. And yeah, we'll schedule a time. Okay, team. Thank you for coming. You got this. 2 more weeks and you're done with semester 1.